Hello, today I'm going to show you how to cut plastic bags and tie them to make plarn, which is plastic yarn that you can then use to crochet mats for the homeless. So the idea behind this is that the mats are made from recyclable material. They are waterproof so that they can dry. They are lightweight and they are portable. So they should be able to provide a layer between the wet ground and a blanket. This is something that we have been doing for quite a few years, and we have really worked out a good system. There are many different videos online, but we've really kind of honed it into a much simpler process. So what I'm going to ask you to do is you're going to pick up your bags. These types of bags have a little bit more stretch than thicker bags, so these are our preference. And what you're going to do is you're going to just check the bag, make sure there aren't any giant holes. You can have little holes, but you don't want anything big, like any giant gashes. So we are going to roll the bags from side to side, not top to bottom. One of the things we learned from the earlier videos was people were laying bags flat out on the ground or on the table and cutting strips. Well, that takes a lot of time. If you roll the bag from side to side, then all you have to really do is one cut at a time. So make sure you have a good pair of scissors. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut about 1 inch from the bottom. What you're really doing is cutting off the seam, because that's not going to help. And then you're going to look at the top of the bag and you're going to see the bottom of the handles. So you're going to cut right below the bottom of the handles. Now, when we first started doing this, we were cutting about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. But we decided as a group that we would make them a little thicker because that provides a deeper cushion for the mats. So we've been cutting these bags in 4s. So I would say just cut it in half, and then go ahead and cut it in half again. And now you have 4 pieces, and when you unroll them, they should look like this. Now, if you have really good scissors, one of the reasons why we like doing it this way is because you can do multiple bags at a time. So maybe 3 or 4, 5 if you have really great scissors. So go ahead and take a bunch of different bags. It's nice if they're flattened first. So go ahead and take a bunch of bags and then roll them up. And like I said, we're just going to cut 1 inch off the bottom. And then you can roll over and see where the bottom of the handles are and cut right below that. And now, once again, we're going to cut this in 4s. So we cut right down the middle. And then again. We have also been using quilting shears, quilting cutters, which is great if you have a silicone mat to put underneath it so it doesn't damage anything. I don't like to show that for instructions, just for safety purposes, but that does, once you get used to this, that makes things go a little bit faster. So here we go. We have a whole bunch of different colors. I'm just going to do one more. And then what I'm going to suggest is that you pause this for a little while and cut as many bags as you can. It takes a lot of bags to make one mat. What we've figured out, especially because we're cutting it in 4s, is that it takes it can take anywhere between 300 and 700 bags. We generally end up closer to 700 bags because we're doing it thicker and we're cutting it in 4s instead of 1 inch. So keep going, cut up as many as you can, get a nice pile. You can do it by color, you can do it just by, I would keep it by size. And then when you're ready, I will show you how to tie them into plarn. So now's a good time to take a pause and maybe get a drink, but keep going. And then when you're ready, start this up again. Hey, we're here and we're going to show you how to tie the bags into knots. when I start, I like to use different colors when I'm instructing somebody, so you can kind of see how the bags go. So what I'm going to start with is a white and a gray. It's called a slip knot. So I'm sure that you can look up much easier ways to do a slip knot than the way I'm going to show it. So feel free, ask a Boy Scout, they should know. But to get started, what we're going to do is we're going to make a T. So you just put one bag through the other. And the way I do it is I bring my left hand under my right, and then I'll swap hands, and then let the left hand drop and pull this down. Okay, so again, I'm gonna do it with another color so you can see it again. So now I'm just doing it through the T. So another T, bring the left hand under, grab the left with the right hand, and pull it down. The idea is to get a small knot like this. Anything bigger gets to be difficult for the crocheter. And so this is plastic. It's not yarn. It doesn't give as much as yarn does. So you really need something small like this. But the beauty of this is that if it breaks, it's just plastic. It's okay. You have plenty of bags. And so I would just say keep going. If you want, you can do, oh, see, there we go, one broke. If it breaks, you just untie it. Not a big deal. Untie it and start over. And we like to keep a bag of our remnants and take them to the grocery store where you can recycle them. So we're gonna put this through. You can continue to do multiple colors. That's my preference. I like a nice colorful mat. Or you could do all one color, which is great. If you know how to crochet, then what we suggest is just crochet like you're making a very big mat, a very big scarf. So you want to use dimensions close to a yoga mat. It doesn't have to be super wide, but you do want it to be pretty long, and then you can roll it up. We have somebody who has been taking sheets, old sheets, and has cut them and made them into bags to pull these. But then we can also attach straps if you want. So just keep going. This is a slip knot. A lot of people ask, when should I start rolling it? Just keep going until you have a giant pile at your feet, because it takes forever. One of the reasons why we started getting together to knit and tie these is because the crocheting is the easy part. This is the most time-consuming part of the project. So keep going until you have a giant pile at your feet. And then what I would suggest is when you want to roll it into a ball, you want to do it loosely. So I used to do 2 fingers, but I'm going to do 3. I'm just going to roll it loosely around that. If you roll it too tight, when you get to the bottom of the plarn, it's really tight, and that really affects the texture of the mat. So roll it around a few, and then take your fingers out, and you're just going to roll it in all different directions into a ball. See, this is a small ball. Ideally, you want one this big. So you're going to be tying for a while. But it takes about 10 to 15 of these per mat. So you're going to need a lot. If you're making these for Advent Lutheran, we truly appreciate this, and it will be put to good use. So thank you for joining. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Bye.